Hey everyone, ShinNefzen here, your humble host as always. And no, I am not crazy. I know I already LP'd Mega Man 2 for the Game Boy. In fact, it was my very first LP just about a year and a half ago. So why am I here? Couple reasons. One, because it was my first LP, I didn't know what I was doing, which resulted in several issues I want to correct now. One, the format. I jumbled a lot of stages together, and now I've come to a more smooth process of putting up Mega Man series, doing the one robot master at a time type deal. So I think this will help the new LP flow a lot better. Two, I have a much different audio setup than I originally had when I first recorded my first two LPs. So that's why if you go back and look at the first Mega Man 2 LP or Kirby's Dream Land, you can definitely tell the difference that I was using a microphone. So I'd like to clean up those audio issues. And finally, back then I didn't have my audio or my video settings and recording settings fully worked out, which resulted in some odd micro freeze spikes when I was playing Mega Man 2 the first time. So basically, this is going to be a much cleaner, technically, run through of Mega Man 2 for the Game Boy. And of course, I have, at this point, 340 some odd videos of LPs under my belt. I'm a lot more comfortable with it, obviously. So hopefully, I can bring a fresh perspective to my original LP and smooth out the original rough edges that I had. So with that said, let's get started. Well, of course, we have two or four Robot Masters from Mega Man 2: Crash Man, Metal Man, Wood Man, and Airman. And despite the fact I despise him, we're gonna go after Airman first. Alright, now one thing. Oh, really? First enemy in the game? Come on. Now, it's almost like the game's intentionally trolling me already. Okay, I think it's done. Okay, now, our first obstacle are these tiki heads here. It's pretty rough to get through all of them without taking damage. I know there's a way to control the drills coming up, but that's far too time consuming, so I'd rather just take a hit and move on. As long as you're quick about it, the little gremlins that it launches out probably won't hit you. And we want to avoid the schworms here. No big deal, just run right past them. Don't let Pippy eggs hit the ground as usual, they explode into several little Pippes. And they're hard to dodge, so we don't like that. Yeah, like that. Yeah. Yeah, you're probably going to take a couple hits from the drills here. In the Nintendo version, it's a lot easier to dodge them. In the Game Boy version here, I've never found a really good way to get clear of all of them. Now these guys, we just need to kill and jump on their clouds. It's helpful if you get the first shot on them by jumping in the air and hitting them. It's just so you have enough time to jump over to their cloud. Because somehow, even though I'm in the air, the top of the screen acts as a ceiling and will force you down, making your jumps a little harder. Okay, I failed. There is, obviously, as you just saw, there's a hole in that cloud there that you can fall through. And the only thing you get for not falling down is that the fact that you don't have to fight the Schwarm, but it's not a big deal. Alright, Airman in this version of the game is quite a bit easier than the NES one. His air patterns aren't quite as horribly brutal and difficult to dodge, although it can still give you a run for your money if you get a couple bad patterns in a row. Like that one, I can tell I was going to get hit. See, it's very interesting. You're getting pushed back by his fans as well, so these little air tornadoes introduce a completely different element of timing. You got to do things slightly different than when you think you have to. You got to slide a little bit later than you think you have to. Come on, Airman. Shoot you in the face. I expect these videos to be fairly short. This is the Mega Man game for Game Boy I'm most familiar with. I've already LP'd it for once a long time ago, and so I expect the videos to be relatively short. Which I do like having series of relatively short videos, especially when I'm recording RPGs, which are really long. Because sometimes it's nice to just sit down and watch a few minute videos instead of, having to invest an hour or something to watch one or two videos. So that said, Airman goes down. Our next victim is going to be Crash Man. I'm going to be sticking fairly close to weakness order for this LP. So stay tuned for next time. Thanks everyone for watching. I'll see you in part 2.